Hello, this is my review of Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. Another year, another Kingdom Hearts spin-off. While fans are still patiently waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3, Square Enix instead gives us Dream Drop Distance. If you're not already knee-deep into the series, this one won't make much sense with all its talks of hearts and darkness. The game does offer summaries of previous games in the series as you play, but they honestly don't clear much up. So if you aren't already initiated, here's what you need to know. So there are these two boys, Sora and Riku, who grew up on an island together with this girl named Kairi, who isn't important in this game. The island gets destroyed. Riku turned evil for a bit, but his bromance with Sora made him seek redemption. And there's also this evil guy named Xenohort, who can be everywhere at once and has a bunch of mysterious plans. In this game, Sora and Riku take a test in order to demonstrate their mastery of the series' signature weapon, the Keyblade, which is just what it sounds like. To do this, they travel through Disney-themed worlds and help a bunch of Disney people out, and Xenohort might be up to something. From there, it's all a bunch of gibberish to non-fans. However, for vets, there is some valuable character growth for one of the characters, and there's enough intrigue to make this one seem like less of a waste of time than coded. So on to the presentation. This game looks great, and all of the Disney worlds are bright and colorful and unique. The game sounds equally amazing, with the high point, in my opinion, being the Fantasia-inspired world, but that's a given considering Fantasia. The worlds are, however, a little too big and empty, but that owes more to level design than art direction. Overall, though, the game is pretty to look at and faithfully recreates the worlds seen in Pinocchio and the Hunchback of Notre Dame to Tron Legacy's grid. I can't really vouch for the 3D effect, as I didn't find myself using it much. Now finally to the gameplay, and boy is there a lot of it. The game will take you at least 10 hours from opening to credits, and through it offers a lot of spectacle and action. The bulk of the game is combat-heavy RPG and is still one of the best action RPG systems out there. Swinging your Keyblade is still fast and furious as ever, and the command deck system, in which you select which magics and items are available to you by putting them in slots in a rolling deck, fluidly integrates melee and magic. Aside from just your basic attacks and magic, Dream Drop Distance introduces two new systems, Reality Shift and Flow Motion. Reality Shift is a context-based finishing move that varies from world to world and plays as a simple microgame. They aren't a huge part of combat, but they do spice it up and follow with some pretty cool looking effects. Flow Motion is a larger part of the game, but still doesn't feel as big as Square Enix might have wanted it to be. By executing a rolling dodge against a wall or a pole or a rail or something, Flow Motion allows you to swing or grind and bounce from one surface to the other. While allowing for some neat-looking acrobatics and some powerful attacks, it doesn't really feel like a necessary addition to the combat, and there isn't much use outside of it. It's also minorly game-breaking, and used correctly, you could infinite jump your way up worlds and maybe cheese your way to some treasure that was supposed to be a bit harder to find. The other big addition to the Kingdom Hearts universe is Dream Eaters, tameable monsters, a lot like Pokemon, that help you battle and give you access to character buffs and super moves. There are many, many Dream Eaters to collect and create, and they are incredibly helpful in battle, both as partners and of life-saving super attacks. Little critters also have their own battling minigame called Flick Rush with its own active time battle system, and can be very addictive if you're into that kind of thing. Enemies themselves put up quite a fight and come in lots of fun shapes and flavors. There are a number of recolors, but they're still different enough where you don't necessarily feel like you're fighting the same enemy over and over. Bosses tend to be unique experiences unto themselves, and while some are arguably gimmicky, they do feel different enough from the bulk of battling as to stand out as fun and interesting. Also new to 3D is the diving and drop system. Upon your first visit to a new world with each character, you'll have to dive into it, which plays out as a neat diving minigame where you have to skydive into the world by going through rings and collecting points and occasionally killing a boss. It's another fun diversion, which cannot be said for the drop system. What dropping does is forcefully pull you out from playing as one of the characters and switches you to the other for a while. While mostly harmless, it sometimes kicks in the middle of a boss fight and forces you to do it all over again. Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance is one of the best games in this series, and arguably one of the best spin-offs in the franchise, but it still feels like stalling until we get a true Kingdom Hearts 3. The game is enjoyable enough for anyone to get something out of the gameplay, but the franchise's story and universe has gotten so out of control as to be completely impenetrable to non-fans. Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance gets an 8 out of 10.